that nonsense is not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, breathing is the best exercise you all can have. And I think
Nonsense is not there.
our lung function depends on how much good breathing you do. Yeah, breathing is the best exercise you all can have. And I think
Nonsense is not there.
our lung function depends on how much good breathing you do. Yeah, breathing is the best exercise you all can have.
what
That's absolutely right. Even today, my oxygen content is 98%. I do have asthma. And my oxygen content is 98%.
Good. Do you remember, you guys, any of you were guides? I don't remember. For girl guides, we had guiding in Swisaka, girl guides. I remember one of the things they used to tell us, and this was kind of foolish because they were bringing it from the England, from UK. They used to get us first thing in the morning to go near a window and take like 3 deep breaths, really deep breaths. I remember that was part of the training when we went camping and all that. But the foolish thing was in Sri Lanka, you didn't have to go to a window. We could step outside.
Exactly.
Unlike in London, England, or somewhere where
All the polluted air you're taking.
right, and you couldn't step out
No,
in
but
winter and this rainy weather or something.
uh,
So they say go into an open window, and in Sri Lanka,
take
they
a deep breath.
still go into an open window.
So it is actually maybe one way of looking at it is a discipline. You
Yeah.
learn to discipline yourself to do that to
And to
start. Yes, you
concentrate.
know, I was looking at a podcast.
Sorry, I just
by-
came in, so
if
I'm
you look
having
at
my cup of tea.
I just finished my
it.
coffee.
Okay, carry on.
Enjoy it.
The podcast by Dr. Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University. He's an ophthalmologist, neuroscientist. And he talks quite a lot of podcasts on this breathing, mindfulness. And
Right.
one of the things about a healthy life or whatever, this is what he says is that you step out into the sunlight early morning as you get up just for 5 minutes. Just go out and you have a good night's sleep after that. Just in the morning as you get up, just step out. And with scientific evidence, it's evidence-based ones that are from Stanford University.
Yeah.
You step out, just for 5 minutes sunlight. And it's not through the window or anything, just step out in the sunlight, and then you find that it's one of the things for a good night's sleep.
Yeah, step
You are
out.
lucky. You are
And then he
lucky.
talks about this box breathing. You take a deep breath, hold the breathing and the mindfulness part of it that comes only with the breath. And what he says is that if you can do that, take a deep breath, take a next 2 deep breath and let go. At that time, you are focusing on the breathing itself. No, you are not talking about anything else, thinking about anything else. That the things that happen at that time will be the same as when you do your meditations or whatever that is. Equivalent amount of the positive results will be the same as when you regularize that breathing. It's just a look at that. He's from Stanford University, Andrew Huberman.
How
Quite
do
a
you
lot
spell
of podcasts by him on healthy living, how to stay young, getting older.
I have heard him.
A lot of it, yes.
Huberman.
Andrew. Yeah,
But
Andrew
you are
Huberman.
lucky. You are lucky, Benita. If I
Right.
step out now, there is no sunlight in UK. It's all cloudy.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't
But
get
then,
any
at that
ultraviolet
time,
light.
that is only for a few months, a couple of months, and you can stand near the window. But at least it's what he was it a lot of scientific evidence now they are putting to see how you.
Yeah, you make vitamin D. Even 5 minutes, you make some vitamin D with the help
Vitamin
of
D,
the sun
yeah.
rays.
D.
Yeah,
But
lots of benefits in that, so
Yeah, a lot of
a lot of benefits in being
training.
Hi,
mindful.
Nilani. Hi.
Hi,
Nilani,
Nilani.
you're
How are you?
muted. You're muted, Nilani.
She's still muted. I don't know.
Yes.
Nilani, did you join with the Wi-Fi? She's on the mobile.
Oh.
Is she in Sri Lanka?
Yes, she's in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, I think.
Talking about breathing, just a quick one. There's a yoga exercise. One of my teachers, yoga teacher those days, taught me. You said, Saro, take a deep breath and let it go. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to show, he said, another way of doing the deep breath.
Oh.
That's right, through the mouth.
And put
Correct.
your tongue out and get all your breath out.
Uh,
3 times. I never
Yeah.
do it. I just demonstrated it to you.
Yeah.
That's one yoga exercise, breathing.
Yeah,
Mm.
but they say you take through the mouth, nose and send out through the mouth, isn't it? That's
And
one
you
of
put your
it.
tongue out.
Whether you
the
put the
whole
tongue out or not won't make more. Yeah, that's right.
It always
But
made, when we did that class, we made everyone laugh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that must be a sight, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one is more of the calm, quiet, sit
Yes.
someplace and
yeah, that's right.
breathing, only breathing, nothing through the nose,
You
in
just observe your breathing. You just
Mhm.
close your thoughts
Yeah.
will come,
Follow
but
it.
don't fight with your
Follow.
thoughts. Just go over your normal breathing. Don't try to take deep breath, just your normal breathing. So
Yeah,
it
so
is
don't
easy.
follow the thoughts. Yeah. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but they say is
I
one
must
of the
say,
things
though,
that you
not
do.
easy to do. Not so easy to do,
It
though.
won't be easy. No, it won't be. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Even if your thoughts come, you're just going back, you're observing. So
Yeah.
what I think is when we came into this world, we took our first breath. When
Mhm.
we are leaving, we take our last breath. So breath is the guru, is
Of
really the teacher.
Exactly.
I want to make a statement, but
Please
I
do.
think we owe a lot to our parents for the way they brought us up and how nutritious food we had, and that is contributing towards our longevity of life. So I think I owe, like all you all, that we have to owe a lot to the way we were brought up, especially the nutritious food and also the behavior they taught us how to behave better.
This is true.
Being role models.
In terms of food, you're right. I think, it was straight from the harvest to the house.
Yes.
All these things like anchovies now that are so expensive in these countries. You could have every day at our tables.
Spreads.
We
The spreads.
had the banana, we had the mango, we had everything.
Right.
All the
The
vegetables.
jackfruit.
Right.
Jackfruit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka never thought of having some kind of like orchards. By the time they got into the guava thing, Hawaii was producing by the masses.
Yes, I know.
Everything they're so late. Tea, even tea, green tea, we got into the market so
Yes.
late.
Apple was a delicacy. It was very costly. But
Yeah.
my older brother
Yes, they
was
polish
12
it and
years
keep. They polish and keep.
older than me, so whenever he comes from Colombo, he will bring the apples.
Right. But now, unfortunately, what you find even in these wayside markets are dried up apples and grapes. No mangoes, no bananas, no local
Really?
food. Yes,
Where in Sri Lanka or
Sri
here?
Lanka.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka,
No,
they
no,
are.
no. You get
Oh,
sorrow.
so is here.
Mangoes are there, but exorbitant price.
But
This
the
is
It's
other
by
thing,
the kilo. It's about 250 to 300 rupees a kilo.
right.
No,
I
no,
also,
no. Sorry, 800. I think I bought for this one four mangoes for 800 bucks. The Karthakolamba.
200.
And that is within a day, one or
hey,
two,
Yaso has just joined.
Hello,
Hello.
yes,
yeah,
so,
goes up.
but Padmalingam, what you said was very true. When we ate those days, we didn't have the food contaminated with fertilizers. Now everything you used to have fertilizers, and the food is contaminated, whether you like it or not. And when Rajapaksa came recently and he stopped all fertilizers, the farmers didn't have a crop, much of a crop, and they went down. So any food that we get now is
Thank you.
contaminated with
You're
all these
absolutely
fertilizer
right.
chemicals.
Yeah. My parents had about 12 to 15 cows. They have the cow dung for their fertilizers.
True.
Yes. Same here.
Hi, Jaso. After a long time,
Mm.
Yes, after a long time.
we
Hi,
miss you a
Jaso.
lot.
Yeah, we used to have cows as well, and all the cow dung and sheep and goats as well to milk.
And goats also. Yes, goats.
Everything went into the garden.
So that was organic fertilizers, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
That
Where
time
are
it
you,
didn't have a
Yaso?
name.
Are you in
It didn't have a
Australia
name.
or in London, England?
I'm in
Cornwall.
Truro, sunny Cornwall.
When you open
Cornwall.
the
You're in Cornwall.
Zoom, what
No, I
happened?
was thinking whether you were in
Cornwall.
Australia.
Right.
Yes, Cornwall
Twice.
is
I
very
lived
nice.
here for
Right.
45 years,
We'll
Mm.
ask you.
more than half my lifetime.
Oh,
Shanti, I visited her last year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Saro
Yeah.
came
I
here.
know.
What
Had a great time. Yaso has a beautiful house, garden, wonderful hostess. I have to say, sorry, Yaso. I have to say. Really
I
good.
couldn't cook for you, but anyway, we did travel
Ah,
around a bit.
not a bit, quite a bit. And the driver, oh my goodness, I never thought to see Yaso driving on this. All the narrow roads and up and down and around corners. And
I know
but
when I went to Australia, I
otherwise,
was hugging the curb and the fellow kept shouting, the driving instructor. He said, why are you hugging the curb? The people are trying to overtake you on the right. I said, that is because of narrow roads. We are used to driving around the curb.
right.
It's only about 40 miles across where I live.
So, Yaso, which part of Australia did you live before?
No, not in.
I didn't live in Australia. I used to drive in Australia.
Driver.
Her brother was there, I think. Your brother.
Yeah,
Dr.
my
Joseph.
I
brother
know.
was.
Turasingam.
Great.
Yeah, when he was there, when
I
he
know,
fell
I know,
ill,
I know.
I used to drive my sister every day to the rehab
That's
center.
in Stratfield, isn't it?
Upgraded.
Yeah, from Strathfield, I used to go to
Stratfield, that's
some
right.
Putney or someplace where the
Yeah.
rehab center was.
Yeah.
It was a daily run for me.
No,
That's right.
no, Jai.
So what?
Australian drivers are not very nice.
Zoom.
Oh, and drivers are so courteous.
Yeah, my brother,
yes. And
my
so
brother
kind,
drives
I mean,
all over the world.
yeah.
And he said the most courteous drivers are in England. And he said it's a pleasure to drive in Cornwall.
In Cornwall, I remember how this.
You should.
If
If you can drive in Sri Lanka, you can drive anywhere else.
Sorry?
If you
Sri
can
Lanka?
drive in Sri Lanka,
I hardly drove in Sri Lanka.
That's hazardous.
they have their own set of rules, so that's all right.
Australia, I drove quite a bit.
Sri Lanka driving, I don't think is wise, especially
Not now.
If you want to survive, you drive,
basic,
knocking everybody off.
Okay, basic.
I haven't been to Sri Lanka since 2016 or something.
No. Okay, basic. Click on the basic.
I tried to go to India and go to Jaffna, but they say their flights are not very reliable.
Really?
Yeah,
that's funny.
You can get
from
stranded there, apparently.
India to no. Now the Air Lanka is flying from anyway, whatever that's there.
Air Lanka is right.
Usually late. No, UL is usually late all the time. That's all. But the service is good.
No, I asked the travel agent and he said somebody called Alliance Airlines are flying from Chennai to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the short could be.
Yeah, that is a reliable one.
But there are from Colombo to Jaffna also flights now, twice a week or thrice a week.
All right.
Yes.
So can go to Colombo and go. Yeah.
Yeah, Colombo to Jaffna twice or thrice a week. The flights in the morning, 1.5 hours you are there.
Right.
Ranjit.
Because I just spoke to someone this morning and talking about, I was thinking of going to Sri Lanka in February. He said, go via Chennai, and from Chennai, there's direct flight to Jaffna, and it's only 1 hour, and it's about 60 pounds, I don't know, or something like that.
Yeah, that is the one that's supposed to be unreliable.
Yeah, correct. It's the travel, and especially with the tourist industry being muted, it's easy all over. And even in Sri Lanka, the roads are nice. Give the devil is due, the roads are good. You had to pay, you pay through your nose, but everything is available. And India, people find it, the people going to India find it easy, or from the travel, they all come into Sri Lanka and move out to either UK or Australia, or the other vice versa. They travel to Colombo, and from Katunaga they go to India. It seems to be the from here the cheaper, or there's a huge influx of Indians into the airport for other destinations. Katunaga, especially from India, all parts of India. So if you want to get board the flight, you'll see 80% are Indians in the queue. The Sri Lanka ones, all traveling in. It's only like transit. They come in and they move out. Must be a cheaper flights. I don't know.
You know that reunion we had in somewhere down south in
Yeah.
Sri Lanka. I was queuing up for food, lunch or something.
Yeah. That was in our 55th year. It's our 50th year.
I don't know. It was 2016 or 16, I think. I think when I was queuing up for lunch, there were people on either side of me, all from Chennai.
Yeah. That's right.
They were saying, "Enna sir," so I promptly knew they were from Chennai.
I think many Indians were coming. It was a good vacation spot for them too.
Yeah,
they liked
right.
the vacation.
No, tourism has picked up. There's a lot of this one. Every third person has converted. If they had a room, it's a Airbnb. So that's an extra way of getting a bit of money. And the Sri Lankan courtesy and the thing is there. Whatever it's nice.
What is happening, Maharoof? Anything further? Anyone else joining us?
I'm trying all the people. Nilani came and went, and she's got into some loop in the Zoom. I told her, don't go to the upgrade and things like that. You just go on with the normal Zoom and just join. Download Zoom and join.
Glory and Edwin are not coming.
Glory, she's not answering the phone.
What happened to Karunian?
Yeah.
Should be here. I wonder whether he's still sleeping.
I hardly look at my messages in my WhatsApp. This morning only, I looked at it and I thought, okay. I thought Glory said that there'll be a more detailed meeting than the previous one, which was quite short notice.
Right.
So I thought,
why did there were no meetings last 3-4 months? No, what was that for?
I think Maruf was not well. No,
Maruf was not.
Surgery.
I lost my computer and then I get it back.
Did you get it back?
Yeah, I get it back. I'm talking on the old computer now.
Because
the last time I called on the new computer.
Maharoof, it's like his right arm, isn't it? Losing the computer would have been terrible.
Terrible. I think we don't have speakers now. That's the problem, right? We can't get people to give talks.
This is the main thing, that Karunian should be here, because Karunian was, I think he said he will join. He's in his son's house or something like that. Let me call him again. Ratna Sabapati is also not answering.
I think it's very close, because in fact I just went out to the shops and came back running. I finished and now I have to go back again at 3 o'clock.
How is Christmas looking in London?
It is I went to the shops this morning. It's a bit mooted. It's not, close upon Christmas. You get a lot of people. I suppose the weather puts off people, but today it's not raining. So I thought there will be a lot of people. But I went to the banks. The banks here are all...
How are you?
The banks are all closed.
Have any chance of joining?
Closed very early because everybody is on online banking. And so it's very difficult. When I went at 12:30, that 12:40 I was there, that bank closed. And it is, and I wanted to go and get something from my...
No, definitely. All of us should
safety vault. You won't believe it's about 2 hours
What's
He said,
important?
thank you very much.
We'll
And I
have this
came back
every
home.
the
So
last
things are
last Saturday
not
on
many people and buying things
January, end of
because
January.
the cost of living here is very, very high.
This
So
one we
people
had
are
it
finding
early
it
because
very
of the
difficult.
Christmas. No?
So I think it's all over the world.
I
How
hope
is
you got the announcement.
How is it in the
And I
States?
sent an email as well.
Here, people have gone to town. I mean, the Christmas decorations, especially in our suburb.
Yeah.
At night, it's lit up like
You must
crazy.
get
Everybody,
yourself Sam,
decorations
Narada,
out,
and Mohan.
so
You must
very
join.
active.
Okay, somebody could
Because
join.
it's
Karanian is
the
coming.
economy. They want to sell.
Yeah.
There is
So
Benita, there is
everybody
Shan,
sales
there
and
is
this and that,
Karo,
trying to
there
sell.
is
Yes, lights are on,
Ashuda,
but
and Yaso,
buying
Sukonda.
spree. They are
Yeah.
very, very, very cautious with the money.
Yeah, buying is mostly online now. People.
Yes, exactly.
more
That's
than
another
the
thing.
Next
shops,
time you
yeah.
join in January, perhaps.
That's why we
January.
spoke to
Remember the
Nihat
last
spoke to
Saturday.
Tille, couple of
Yeah, he
months
did
ago.
contact him.
Yeah. Yeah, he had been trying, couldn't call, something, lost the phone. So he said he got it from you, and
I'm in UK.
they
at
have
the
taken
moment,
the house
Birmingham.
off the market. He said, yeah.
Yeah, they Christmas time they take it off because they say very few people
Okay,
come
take
and they
care.
have to be
All the
bothered
best to you.
cleaning it and keeping it all
Okay.
tidy, things in place and
All the
things like
best
that.
to you for Christmas.
Right,
So Christmas time they take the house off the market.
right. They're still
But
planning.
no
But the
buyers
house
at
in
that
front sold, so they are hopeful that theirs will go as well.
No.
So that day when I went to pick her up, and another lady there was this huge removal van in front of their house. So I couldn't get past it, so I telephoned them and asked them to come and get into the car.
Hi, Karanian.
I totally forgot.
What happened? You were fast asleep?
I was fast asleep. Actually, I had a Christmas party and came and I totally forgot. I woke up and it suddenly came into my head there's a meeting going on. So I got up and came.
Christmas
Anyway,
party
sorry
is
for that.
starting early.
Yeah, we are, I am part of a clinic and the clinic had a party, so I had to go and do the honors there. So
What
I'm
time
sorry,
is it
sorry.
now? What
It's
time
now
is it now?
6:30 in the morning.
Oh, it's good that you woke up at 6:30. Good for you.
In spite of the Christmas party.
Yeah.
No. I happened to get up and then it suddenly came when I was actually, thinking of what to do in the day. Suddenly it struck me the thing. I forgot when I came back yesterday. Normally I figure out what I will do the next day before I go to sleep, but anyway, out of the past. How are you all doing? Thank you, Maru, for getting this organized.
At least we could come together, a few of us at least. I think I tried. Nalin is in a company or something like that, and he is busy. He said he will try to.
Sam,
I'm
good to see you, Yaso. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Yes, I've been in and out and things like that. I saw Saro this year.
Yeah, we were there in Cornwall.
Yeah, Saro came to Cornwall.
If anyone is looking for a really, really nice vacation, go there. Lots
I know
of
people are saying it's beautiful. I've never been to that part of the world.
It's almost like Jaffna, it's a peninsula. Sea on all the sides. And when I'm waiting for the train to get to London in the mornings, those days I used to think, it's like waiting in Jaffna because the train comes from Penzance. The train comes from Kankesantra, isn't it? And it only stays there for a few minutes and you have to keep looking and get into it. I used to get reminded of Jaffna.
I know, but it's supposed to be beautiful, vales and hills and so on.
Yeah,
I've been to further north in the island, the further northwest, I presume. But most of the time you go to the southeast and then to further north to Birmingham and Manchester, and so you don't come to that. But maybe next time I should come there.
Maybe next time, Yaso, we will have a reunion down in Cornwall.
Of course.
That's a good idea.
But I'm planning to move. I'm actually looking for houses around Surrey.
Around?
Surrey.
Surrey.
That's where,
So you're coming down our way.
Yeah,
Right.
There's some woman chasing me, McCarthy Stone. She's chasing me with this flat, which is in Banstead.
Banstead, right.
Yeah, but I have some medical problems which I have to sort out. I said because as soon as if I put a deposit, I had to put my house in the market. That is a condition. So
what is their motivation? They want to sell and buy.
they want to sell. Yeah, I'm not very fond of retirement flats, but this was quite a big one. So I thought, might be okay.
Maybe if you're really thinking of buying a house, I shouldn't say here like an estate agent. My daughter had a house near me. She had tenants. The tenants had left. So she was wanting to sell it, but the estate agent says it's much better to rent it. But if you're going to buy a house, you may come and see the house.
I don't want to buy a house.
You want to buy an apartment. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And this Banstead is a retirement flat. Sounded very. I have gone and seen that. It's nice, and it's quite very roomy. Big rooms. Usually retirement flats are tiny.
Yeah. And Srima
the old primary school they are converted into flats.
Srima has moved into one of them. It is. I went and saw Srima with Gloria and Edwin. It's a 2-bedroom little apartment, but it's a retirement apartment. Yeah. She's happy there. She's moved in there. She sold because she was living in a very, very, very large house.
Like me. Nihal said, "My God, what a big house for one person."
and the garden too. And the garden as well.
It's about nearly half an acre land,
Huge garden as well. Yeah, one of my cousins lives in a retirement home and he's so happy there. He's a radiologist, Nihal Tenubadu's brother, the cardiologist.
Where in US or in England?
In England, in UK.
Yeah.
What's his name, Saru?
Sarath Tenabadu.
Sarath Tenabadu, yeah.
Yeah.
Was he in
he was a radiologist. He's retired now.
Was he in a 300 batch?
No, he was much junior to us. See, his brother was 1 year senior to us.
That's right.
I remember the name, Tenabadu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a cardiologist. Well, no, I think the brother was practicing in Sri Lanka. He's a cardiologist there.
Right.
Tenabadu was senior to us. Yes, I know.
Benita would know.
I know Tenabadu.
Yeah. But this is the younger brother.
Right.
And he's so happy there. Very, very, a lot of...
it's a sort of bit of a communal living. I just wondered whether I can take to that.
Actually, a couple of my friends moved very recently to, you guys remember SK Alvis in our batch?
Yes, sure.
SK's sister moved to a retirement flat like this.
Asokan.
And not Asokan, the other one, Sunil. You died, Bertram and Sunil. I don't know if you guys know them. But again, they're so happy there. Everything is looked after. They have all the security. They have alarm system set up. People check on them all the time. It's like really very good care. Of course, you have to pay a certain amount. They too didn't want to buy houses or
joint meeting.
They want to buy anything, so they're paying the rent, which is in a way good at this age. So, and so there are things available.
Yeah.
Because I went and saw a retirement flat before when my sister was alive, very close to her. That was tiny. That also was by McCarthy Stone, and the car parking was horrendous. Whereas this one, there are designated parking spaces. There's a lot of garden around it, big trees.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Yaso.
Yeah, it reminded me of my house because the trees around.
Exactly. Once you get used to those trees, it's very hard to let go, but to live in concrete things, but
I know that's why when people drive into our house, first of all, they think it is a very small house because it's a single story thing. And when they walk in, they say, "What a big house!" And then they look at the garden, and that beech tree on the outside makes it the
Right.
We
garden.
are waiting for you on
Yeah.
Zoom.
It's really so. It'll be hard for you to you know to move.
Downside.
Yeah,
It's very hard.
more than
It's
half my lifetime I lived in Truro,
exactly.
Today,
45 years.
please
These
support.
are
And
decisions.
it is very much like Jaffna. You walk into town, you can talk to 10 different people. Everybody in the shops know you.
Forget
Yeah.
about
All that will be
It's a small town, is it?
last
Yeah.
Saturday.
When I first came, I think there were 50,000. I think now it might be about 100,000. There were only, I used to say, Truro had only 2 streets. The main one was called Boscawen Street and the other one was called River Street. But now it has more than 2 streets.
Audio, say Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's small. It's all beautifully
Comment
done
here,
and
Husband.
beautifully kept. So, very
Yeah,
quaint, very beautiful place.
The certain roads are mainly Georgian buildings, so they can't do anything with those buildings. They can't even put notices out. So, the Barclays Bank was there, but they had to put a small board saying Barclays.
The same number 246, or you call me at that time. I'll give you the number 246.
Well, life changes and things move and things. The only constant in life is change.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's interesting. Yaso was telling a primary school was converted into an apartment for seniors.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the other way around. Yeah.
It's a trend of.
When I was naturalized, I had to take the oath as a Cornish person, not British.
Really?
What is the different thing?
No, because it was a joke. The man who was the JP who made us, swear and everything.
Yeah.
And we were in the midstream going, "I swear by Almighty God, I shall serve my country and Queen." And he stopped and said, "Now stop. Do you consider yourself Cornish or British?" He's a Cornishman, so no choice, isn't it? So I'm naturalized Cornish, not British.
What is the difference, Yaso?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
There's
I want
this
to
river
know.
called Tema, which cuts virtually Cornwall off from the rest of England.
Oh my God.
Those days when I went, people used to refer to the people, even from Devon. They say them from the other side.
But Yaso, was it
There's
a
a
different
Cornish
kingdom?
language. It's a Celtic language, somewhat similar to Welsh and Irish. But it normally not like Wales. They don't speak in Cornish.
It's Yaso. Yaso.
Come. Don't
Come, Nihal.
hide yourself. Come
We'll
in.
let you in today. Nihal,
Yeah.
we like to see your face.
Oh, can you
Exactly.
see it?
Hi, Nihal.
How are you doing? Oi.
Hi.
Yeah, you made contact with Tille, I understand.
Yeah, I did. No, I haven't. I should call him today. I hope he's there in Cornwall. I'll call him today. Yes.
Yeah, he's there because I spoke to Minnie this morning.
Okay, I will call him in a short time. Okay, nice seeing you guys. Enjoy.
Bye. Okay, Nihal.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Mohanlal?
Yeah. Anyway, this is nice. I know people are here also moving into senior apartments and what do you give up, Yaso, other than the beautiful yard and the place you've been and the people you've seen in terms of your personal life?
It'll
What
be a
would you?
big change for me.
All the activities that Yaso is.
Yeah, that's sort of after the lockdowns came, it sort of died down a bit. I haven't still started playing bridge. The Truro Bridge Club closed. They only play online now.
I can send
the other one I go to is still on, but a lot of people are a bit cagey about going to play bridge sitting in front of each other. The last time I had COVID, some lady rang me and she was a doctor and she sounded Sri Lankan. So I said, where are you from?
Download Zoom.
Oh, she said the southeast of London, she said. So I knew she must be Sri Lankan. Everybody lives in the southeast.
No, even from the mobile you can join if you want.
Talking of COVID, we have a new vaccine. I guess you guys too, right? The last one.
I don't know.
What's on that?
I don't know. I had my last one as well. I don't know what they gave, but I took it.
Oh,
it was Pfizer. But
usually
the
it's
new
Pfizer.
Omicron, I don't know. Is the new variant of Omicron?
It is there is locally on a personal note. I was going to take it. Then I got busy actually, and I cancelled an appointment I had to do it. We could only get it. It wasn't publicly available in the clinics, but CVS was giving it. So I made an appointment. But then I didn't have time because I got busy, and then I traveled to Canada. There was a family issue and family function, and I went to Canada. I got COVID there, and in the month of November. I got COVID. I got COVID. It just congestion and so on. It wasn't too bad, but then I got better. 2 days later, I got it again. I got a Paxlovid I took. I don't know whether it's related to that or not. I got a rebound. So essentially, I was isolated for about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. But other than that, it was all right. I've recovered from it. But I didn't take the vaccine, and I wish I had taken it because I think it was one of those variants I got on the plane or in Canada itself. Canada, they don't do anything. I mean, they don't check. They are lackadaisical. But out here in California, here where I am in Lancaster, Palmdale, Lancaster, tons of COVID again. A lot of COVID.
Really?
It's a recurrence. It's a huge, big number. Large number of patients are coming positive COVID.
Yeah.
So it's spreading.
Did you see in Singapore? They are now in the airport. They are scanning. Thermal scans are put for this COVID resurgence.
But what I don't know, what I don't know is how badly the hospitals are affected. I had to find out. I haven't been to the hospital for a couple of weeks. But whether they are getting admitted, whether they are serious or whether they're like me, I really had an episode and then a relapse, but I was all right. I was at home. I was eating, drinking, and isolating myself in the house, but not anything else. So I don't know how bad it is. Why would people not take COVID? I mean, the misinformation and fear that has come is just irrational.
I think you're quite right. Quite a few people among our friends and relatives, they didn't take the last vaccination that was offered to them because they said people who had the last dose had some sort of side effects. So they said, we have had before we have had all the, so they didn't take it. But I do travel around a lot. In fact, I'm going down to Madeira here on the 29th. And I take all my vaccination, but now there's, I think Yasu would have read in the papers as well, they said the COVID is up again. So in asking people to wear the mask. In fact, when I went out today, this morning, I wore my mask because during Christmas, the shops are all crowded, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So you got to be careful. So
I wear a mask when I go into hospital, doctor's surgeries, and supermarkets. I wear a mask. That day I had to take my neighbor to hospital, but
Nilani.
I sat there with the mask.
Hello. Thank you, Maru. You came.
Yeah, I'm classed as a vulnerable person, so I get all these vaccines and I get treatment as well if I get tested positive for COVID.
So the whole issue of misinformation and fear, and also there is a very is a politically motivated for sake of getting power and control. Suspicion of institutions and suspicion of government is sort of systematically fed into this country here, and I think it's going to have dangerous impact. And everyone is suspicious of everything. I mean, the fellows want to become leaders of the country, and they say the country is terrible. We are going to dismantle it, and then it's just fear mongering and it's craziness. I've never seen it like this here.
Yeah, you have an 81-year-old president.
Yeah, and I am just pissed off with him on the Gaza thing. I'm just so angry. I don't want him. I'm even now. I have stopped giving money to the Democratic Party.
I was thinking, who am I going to vote for this time?
Padmalingam,
So are you going, all of
It's a
you all
big
are going for
dilemma.
Mr. Trump, is it?
No, I know.
Well,
The
No,
point is in
Trump
politics.
is
In
worse.
politics, in politics, there is often. My brother keeps saying there's often a choice between two evil. So we
Yeah,
may have to become the
You have
two.
to choose one anyway.
the lesser
You have
evil.
to choose.
You have
As
to
a
go for
evil.
the
But
lesser
no, Trump
evil.
Biden's policies domestically was really nice. He has a concern for the poor. He's really done a huge bunch of things for the economy, and more than for the economy, for the amount of the poor people, the people who are under, the taxation and the whole the infrastructure bill was a enormous success. He's accomplished a hell of a lot. Okay. But then on this thing, he just, I don't know why that rascal Netanyahu he goes and hugs the guy. He should have kept, he should have at least called the phone and talked to the guy. But I think
Yeah,
there are more,
now,
I think what we
up to
have to
now,
understand is,
yeah, up to
yeah,
now,
but
he has been
but there
great.
are,
Like on
but
this
war
issue.
itself, Saro,
Hmm?
I think we don't know, but you have to dig in. There are bigger forces at play.
Yes.
I think the only people who profit from this are the defense contractors. And in the midst of it, I mean, they want to give money to everyone and fight every war. We've been perpetually in the war. And what is the compulsion? We construct the ideas needed to get the population to go to war and then fight the war. And the only person who benefit, and we are all talking about Taliban and Gaza and Palestine and Israel and
Hmm.
Jews and Zionism.
And
But the
Hamas.
people who make money are the fellows who make the bombs and the planes and the things. And
Yeah,
those
it's like,
fellows are controlling. So there is a lot of wheels within wheels. I can't understand. And then of course, this Noam Chomsky. If you listen to Noam Chomsky, two people to give an idea of what it is. I don't know whether you know Edward Said. Have you listened to Edward Said?
hmm.
Edward Said and Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky simply says, and Biden himself said in 1980 odd, if Israel didn't exist, we would have to invent it. So in Israel is the only place where U.S. military and Israel military have a good role. So it's an outpost for the U.S. military. That's what it is.
Demonstration.
Like anything else, how they say, chase the money. This is
okay
all.
there.
It's all.
Ideology is good, but
It's
Yes.
money.
not
It's the money. People
It's,
don't
yeah,
nation
see.
building.
yeah.
You
Now
start a war and you sell all the things that you require for the war, which are the guns, the ammunition, the paper, and just send people to die for no good reason. At the end of it, nothing is resolved. There is no resolution I suppose the one exception, I don't know whether it was Hitler. I don't know enough to say about that, but currently what's going on is more or less that kind of thing. And I don't understand why there are 5 countries that are blocking the ceasefire, and US and UK are among
Did,
those 5
Okay,
countries.
so why is a question you got to answer? There has to be, I mean, there are a couple of reasons. Number one, they really believe that the Hamas is an existential threat to Israel, which is so ridiculous. I mean, they talk about it. There are some 2,000 people who have been starved and who've been denied and who have no rights, who can't have get access to water. They are a threat to the state of Israel with
million,
nuclear bomb. I mean,
two
it
and a
just
half
doesn't
million,
make
not
the logic
12,000.
doesn't work. But they keep saying that, and people believe that. It's a,
No, I don't think, no, Karunian. I don't think people are believing it. They believe in their own words. That is why they look like fools. You know what I mean? USA preaches something and does something else at the moment. It looks ridiculous. Look at Ukraine, they are crying on something else. And look at Gaza Strip, it is different. Totally different, with a totally different yardstick of measurements. That the UK must be thinking that everybody in the world is blind, at the USA.
I know,
Blind the
but
way.
US is going to go down. But let me ask you a question, okay? The Vietnam War was fought on a fallacy, okay? It was a pro-colonial war, similar to what is happening in Gaza. It's a colonialism asserting itself, but it was fought on and it failed. Ultimately, 40,000 Americans died and 2 million Vietnamese died. and the war failed, the goals were not achieved, and they got off and they went to another war. Okay. The Iraq war was on a total lie. The first and the second both were on lies, okay, and demonstrably a lie. And then Afghan war was also on a continuation of that, and another assumption that just they want to transform all the Afghan culture into a Western culture, and all these lies. Why is a country with so much knowledge and so much capacity and so much thing continuously going into the disastrous war, which has cost $2-3 trillion for no good reason, continually on a lie, on a total why? What is
They never knew the truth. I don't think
lined up
they ever want to
children
know
and
the
shot
truth.
them and say, "Oh, we shot them."
No, but why are they continuously making? I mean, there's been a perpetual war, right? From the time we came, Saro, we've always been in war with someone or other, right? But what, and this is where Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, he gave his famous military industrial complex speech in which he warned that because the military industrial complex was put together after the Pearl Harbor, 1941. There was the Pearl Harbor, and the U.S. had to militarize. They put everything together, and then he found that they had taken control of the Congress, the control of the thing. Go and read Eisenhower's military industrial complex speech, and what he says is, our communities are being corrupted, and once the war machine takes over the country, and in the churches and in the communities, we talk about these war machines, then our country would be lost. And that's what's happening now. I mean, these poor guys, underpaid guys who are without, a lot of the guys are thrown into the 2 million military. Okay, they had to recruit these guys. And then, when someone dies, the whole community comes in, they have prayer and they go and he went into the, instead of that, they put them into some economic development and so on. It's crazy.
And the other thing is, the actual Hamas leaders are in other countries. They are not even in Gaza.
Yeah, they're not in
They're
Gaza.
in,
That is in,
No,
yeah.
some leaders,
they are safe in some neighboring countries somewhere else.
No,
no,
but
but some
then it
leaders,
is
not all, Saro. Not
it's
all,
not
all
it's not
leaders.
the
Not
leaders
all,
as
but on the pretext of going after the
But
Hamas
I
leaders,
think the political
they are
political
decimating the country.
it is an
no, I know.
ideology, you know what? It is an ideology. You can't get rid
It
of an
is it is
ideology
it
by
is
killing
it is
fellows.
a it is a it is
Ideology,
a no, I
yeah,
totally understand
ideology.
Hamas and the ideology and why they did it. Because if they did not do it, they just would have been forgotten because the settlers are taking the land. They had to do something. Now they have actually won the political battle.
That's right.
Israel is substantially demonized. I mean, not demonized, but their character is known. And the fact of the plight is now talking. People are talking. Even US is talking about the two-state solution, and there's going to be some clashes. So I think they have won the message. Of course, it was at a very brutal cost. Very sad.
I think UK is stepping back now, and if you hear Rishi Sunak now talking, our Prime Minister, he is backing a two-state, as you said that, after the war. But at the beginning, US and UK said Israel has the right to defend itself. After
They're not
that,
defending.
yes, after that.
That's
But I
rubbish,
think from a looking at what is interesting what you said, Karunian, I think this world to carry on needs a war somewhere. And if you look
No,
at
no,
it,
no.
or create a
World
war.
doesn't
yes,
need.
Create a war.
when you
Create a
look
World
war.
at
doesn't
it,
need Shanti.
see,
Shanti. World doesn't need. World doesn't need the military industrial complex needs it. The
sorry,
The
manufacturers.
business,
World
the
doesn't need it.
business.
manufacturers, in fact, the Middle East countries are producing the most number of arms and so on, the fuel and everything. They need a war. Even Hitler, even before, there was always a war is needed to keep the world going. So I don't think we are ever going to see a world where there will be no war at any time. So I think having accepted that, I think what Russia did was, for me, looking at it from a outside point of view, they said, okay, we'll just walk in. and they were building their arms near the Crimean border, but nobody took them seriously. He said it's just a demonstration. And then before you knew, blink of an eye, they were there in Ukraine. So everybody was caught back by surprise, and then everybody came in. So there is something. Even now, Putin is going to have the fourth term. He's going to come in, and he said, definitely, he said, we are not withdrawing, and that is, we will fight because he loses his name, he loses his thing. So, I think, from a psychological point of view or something, a war is necessary to keep these politicians in power, whether you are downtrodden on this thing. So, and
They
I
also
think that when you think of in a family, just look at the family dynamic. Even see in your own family, in your this thing, there was always a fight between some individual or other, and they stop talking to each other, and then they come and that reconciliation. And I think it we we represent that everywhere in world politics as well. I think. I'm sorry. I
I
just
think also they use war as a distraction when there are problems in the
yeah,
country.
that
That
is also yeah.
sometimes true.
Sure, sure.
But the
So have you
point
read
is, I
the?
think at some point we have to, how should I say this, evolve behind this thought that war is the answer and war is there has to be and humans have to die. At some point, there has to be some evolution beyond this,
No,
where
I think there is a see change means status quo is disturbed, and when status quo is disturbed, then there is conflict, and because change is conflict, change is change, conflict. So there are some fundamental points that Shanti is making. I haven't thought it through. However, what we can do is, even if the conflicts exist, we don't need to have nuclear bombs. We don't need to have the military. If, for instance, you kept the profits, or ban all production of military, and of course, other countries will say this and so on. There's competition and wanting more and so on is a inevitable thing. But I don't know whether it needs to be manifested as war. And frankly, in the US, two industries I think who exist only for profit, even at the point of destruction, are the military industrial complex and the gun manufacturers. They have no real social purpose, and I really think, while total non-war may not be there, I believe that we have, with reforms, tax reforms, capping on wealth, better distribution, which is not communist. No one is saying, all assets are owned by the state or anything like that. I really think we can come to a better state of managing the conflicts, and putting money where it belongs, into environment, feeding the poor. Because there's 12% of the children in this country go hungry. It's amazing. It is ridiculous. I mean, there are ideologies that can be modulated and modified if there are enough people to do it. But uh, unfortunately, that's not what's at this point. I think we are in a particularly dangerous stage. But there's anxiety. Out here there's anxiety. The white guys are anxious out here, and that's a nature of human beings. When
I
you
think
have something, one of the fears that are underlying in your mind is losing that something. See, if you have money, then you put security system in the house, because you don't want to lose the money. If you don't have money, you don't have security systems. Okay. I mean, I found this demonstrated in Sri Lanka. There's suddenly big walls come up somewhere. They have made some money, and they protect them. They don't have security systems like here. So here, the security system fellows create fear and put the security systems. Similarly, when a country has power, or even here, the white nationalists are worried. They are that there is a replacement theory that gets currency with them, because they are worried about. So everyone, and then the fellows who don't have power want power. So there is a dynamic that can be monitored. But I'm saying it can be kinder and gentler than what. I mean, the mere fact you are seeing the scenes in Gaza,
Hmm.
and people are not getting worried. It is obscene. It is crazy. It is, you know,
It is,
it is.
I find it very difficult. I switch off because I can't, I don't know a word in my vocabulary to explain the
But the cruelty.
complete destruction. And those small children seeing their own parents, their brothers, sisters being killed. For me, even in Sri Lanka, the trauma these children are going to go through, and that is going after a few years, they will have those feelings of wanting revenge, and all those feelings will again emerge. And that is why I'm saying, Karunian, you're very altruistic, but being there will never be a day that you will see this world without a war somewhere. These children who are so traumatized, you think they will ever forget? They will pick up their arms at the next minute. Sorry, they will do that. I think so.
Even the invasion into Israel is really, if you, as many people have noted and said, it's like, how they say that people would have never broken through the China wall unless someone let them in. So the same thing is what happened in there too. I mean, Israel, with all its capabilities, for how many days did not know that there was an impending attack, they claim, till they had broken all the walls and come through everything. They did not know. They knew nothing. This is not true. And Netanyahu had been working with the Hamas people, I think, even before for
Yes,
a
he
while.
was. He was.
Yeah.
And
No,
this was his one aim was to flatten Gaza and to get rid of all
yeah,
the
no, there's a lot of
Palestinians that
things.
acquire that land. And I
Padma,
think that
Padma wants
was
to talk.
working towards.
Karunian,
Padmalingam, yeah. Yes.
Karunian, sorry to interrupt you all. I'm happy that you all are discussing a very important problem among humanity. But I want to make a statement of my own. I think humans are humans, but I think every person is a person. But I think the world is controlled by court leaders, and the leaders can destroy a nation. And when you go back to history, historically, wars have been part of human life ever since humanity had been in existence. All we can do at this time is about, especially, uh, I heard all of you talking loud and clear about the situation in Israel. Again, we are talking about a leader of Israel who is not fit to be their leader, in my judgment. And
Leader.
with that statement, I think a lot of things have been said by Karunian about our leader, who is 81 years old.
Your friend.
He is
Tell him to
a
Yeah,
step down.
that's
superman.
right.
He's a superman in my judgment. Over my 80 odd years of life, he is a very meticulous human being with a beautiful bride who is a professor and a doctor, PhD doctor. So all we need is to guide this leader to do what is appropriate about the situation in Israel as well as Ukraine. This is all because of bad leadership in the rest of the world. The, the Russian guy should never be the leader of that country. In my judgment, the same is true about the leader in Israel should not be the leader, and maybe
And
the
in
state.
USA also, Joe Biden.
Not
Padmalingam.
now, not now. It could be. It was 7 years ago. It could be again. It could be we will be led the wrong path if jackass number
Oh,
45 becomes
that,
47. With that statement, I will say
Padmalingam.
all we
Padmalingam.
need is a form of human feeling about giving. Karni, and you said Biden did a lot to the poor. That's exactly the world needs, so to avoid wars. Thank you.
No, I loved Biden, and he was very effective. Despite his age, he was very wise, very effective, and very good. But he doesn't put out a personality, a persona. He's older and gentler and so on. And he is the polls show that any Democrat against Trump has a 10-point lead, except Biden, because Biden has a lot of negatives, unfortunately, and then his negatives have increased with his stance on the Israel-Palestinian war and his embracing Netanyahu. I mean, that is crazy. I mean, you could have done the same thing, going and hugging that guy.
Can I interrupt you, Karanya?
Optics was very bad.
You say that he is supporting Netanyahu. No, I think he is trying to be a little gentle on him, but I think he still wants Netanyahu to get out of that and have an election and get the right people in there.
By the time 2.5 million will be dead.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
They are already affected so much. So they cannot live.
Yes, everybody who produces that had to pay the price. One day or other. That's it.
True.
Right or wrong, the decisions, they pay the price.
I just had a call from my daughter. My daughter is a veterinary surgeon. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just thinking I'm still in. My daughter, who is a veterinary surgeon, she has gone to Nicaragua. She's on her way there because Nicaragua hasn't much of a veterinary service. So she's going to teach and do some volunteering till the Christmas Eve. So I told her, Kutti, we call her Kutti, why are you going to Nicaragua doing this volunteering work or something? So she turned around and said, Mom, you do volunteering work, why can't I do? That was the argument. So with children, you can't argue. So now she's saying the flight is caught, she's in Texas. That's why I want to tell you, American people, the flight has stopped over in Texas and she's waiting for a connecting flight to go to Nicaragua. So, yes, so Texas in your states, you people come from.
Yeah, no, the Texas is, they are closer to that the middle, Central American countries.
Right.
Nicaragua is in a real problem there. It's in a real state, it's they're they're in turmoil. Yeah.
Texas is also another country.
And Nicaragua is
Texas is a different world, Shanti.
Yes, I'm really frightened. I was saying my prayers yesterday, and today I was thinking what time to give her a call, what is the time difference. Now she's saying she's there in Texas.
Yeah, they are a little crazy.
They are crazy.
Texas. Yeah, the Texas is another state with dirty politicians, all dirty politicians.
I think did you see the latest one, Sarah? You have been following that lady who had a non-viable fetus.
Yes.
But that is going to haunt them. It's crazy. The ideologically, anyway, I don't want to even talk about it. So listen, Maruf, let's talk a little more. Planning. What are we going to do for next year? How frequently do we meet? Who's going to talk? What are we going to do? How do we? How do? Any Saro had an idea that we read a book and discuss a book.
That's fine.
And we have to have topics that are relevant to us. I think talking about
I found some information on aging brain. How to train an aging brain.
We don't want to talk about that.
That's not relevant to us. We must talk to the people who are aging.
Yes, we are still young. So
I have a suggestion. There was somebody made a suggestion that we all meet in person in Cornwall.
But I'm not going to be in Cornwall.
Before Yaso decides to move.
Yeah, before she goes to a retirement flat. We will have our next get together there.
Because people are grumbling, saying we can't come to see you, and
In,
I'm
in,
also
in
now,
about July
now
or
finding it
August.
difficult to be driving from True Road to
I think we
Sarai.
should meet.
In
What
about
about
July
everybody
or
meeting in Sri Lanka?
August.
Sri Lanka.
Oh, if you go to Jaffna, I'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Jaffna twice last year, and I'm going again in February.
Oh,
I
What dates
came back from Jaffna
Karunya,
on the
what dates
25th
are you
of
going
last
in
month.
February?
where do you
I'm going
live?
actually.
Where do you live in USA?
Who, me? California.
Right.
Why?
Yeah, so do you still have the your house in Candy
No,
Road?
the house,
on
Yaso's
Candy-
house is
No,
all
that Red Cross demolished it.
demolished.
Oh dear,
Yaso's
my
house is
God.
demolished.
I don't give any money to Red Cross
Red
now.
Cross.
Because they put
Yeah,
a petrol
no.
station. They get an
Beautiful
income
That,
from it.
yeah, it was a beautiful house. It was a beautiful house that's
Yeah.
destroyed. That's all. There's a lot of changes that have happened, and you know the Turaraja shop next to your house, Yaso, that is also
Yeah.
gone. And there are a couple of upstairs houses down that road, and a lot of changes have taken place. And there's a park in the old park. Yaso was in front of a beautiful park, the old
I
park,
know.
18
Yeah,
acres
old
of
park.
Yeah.
real preserved land. And now they have put a government building there, and I am so upset with that. And government building there, and
Lovely
then now
trees
they
there,
are,
isn't it? Beautiful trees. Big
yeah,
ones.
the trees are, some of the trees are there beyond, but they have a children's park right there. And right in front, they've used the land for parks and so on, which is all right, recreation, but still the trees, the mahogany is there. My school song was decked with shady palms and trees fringed with rich mahoganies.
Yes.
So the
yes.
mahoganies are still standing on the Old Park Road. You still have the mahogany standing, but a lot of trees have been cut, and it's sad anyway. But change is a constant.
I
I went
have
to
a question.
Jaffna in
Anyway,
2004.
seriously,
Huh?
The last time I
What's
went
that?
to Jaffna was 2004.
I think Jaffna is a good idea to go.
yeah, but
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should have it in Jaffna.
speaking,
Because now there are
What?
5-star hotels there, apparently.
Yeah. What's that? What
that
were you
would
saying, Yasu?
Now apparently there are 5-star hotels.
Yes, there are good
yeah, very
hotels.
good hotels. We were
Yeah,
there
yeah,
last
yeah.
couple of 4 or 5 years. Remember,
I-
Karini and we were in Jaffna there. We
Yes.
stayed
Actually, Saro, the other day I saw I met
Dharma.
Saro in Jaffna. I saw a picture of us. I mean, it just came. I'll send it to you. Saro, one of Saro's friends, Alagaratnam, who's has an art.
Gallery.
He's starting art classes in Chavacheri, and so
Oh,
there was
right.
the exhibition, and so I happened to be there. My son, my second son, had 6 months sabbatical, and he decided to go and spend it in Jaffna. And he had a 5-year-old daughter. He wanted to put her into Chundukuli, Jaso's old school. so I went and stayed with him, and then I met Saro. Saro, you came and I have a photograph with my daughter-in-law and Nihal and Vanish. Huh?
We
Hmm?
visited
I
you
still
and
go for art classes.
we stayed about 3-4 days there.
I know, it was-
That's art.
That is my picture, yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, we saw some of that.
Wow. Saro, I'll send that pictures to you. I mean, today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll pull it out. You are garlanded and Nihal is garlanded.
Karunian,
Yes.
Karunian and
The
Saro.
series.
I still go to art classes.
All right.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Series.
And
That's
people buy
beautiful,
my
Saro.
paintings.
So
People buy
Yeah.
my paintings. So
really, yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, so show
And
that again. Show
there
me
were
that again.
orchids that were growing inside our house.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
So
Saro,
one time I used to exhibit in an art gallery, but no one
Chundukli and
I stopped it. Yeah.
Saro, Chundukli and St. John's. Did you all have a get together this year?
No,
Not
no.
Chindu.
I was visiting a friend there.
Alagaratnam
The Alagaratnams. Yeah,
I see, I see, I
in
see.
Chicago.
Yeah, they're good friends of ours for now how many years? Yeah. So we were visiting them. I stayed with them about 3 or 4 days. 4 days, I think. Yeah, and Karunian happened to be there at the same time, so that was really nice. But seriously, we have to get back to discussing what we are going to talk about, or having people give us talks or something, right, Maru?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Tell me, Shanti, how do you think we should organize ourselves, Shanti? What should we do? How frequently? And
I'm just wondering whether once a month is too many. That makes it 12 a year. Whether we should make it once in 2 months. This is my thought, so that we will get a good audience every time.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable,
Uh,
sensible.
and secondly,
and
and I think I was before you came, Karinian, I was saying I have joined a meditation group, and that meditation group, after the meditation, has a speaker. It is not necessarily something about spiritual matters. The other day, I don't know whether you know, we had an ophthalmic surgeon, Dr. Puvanachandran, who came and really talked about our eye problems with old age, because I got dry eyes, and people who have had cataract, what to expect, and how to prevent side effects from them. So, one subjects that are relevant to us at this point in our life would be better, I think. And I don't know. So, even so, medical matters which is relevant to us would be good. Uh, and, and just have a chat. Maybe if it's coming Christmas, we can all sing your Christmas carols. You can bring Imbam and have a carol singing service like that, or any other celebration we celebrate together. And really seriously consider having a face to face meeting, either Cornwall or England.
Not
Or
Cornwall, it's Cornwall.
Cornwall. Sorry, thank you.
you insult a Cornish citizen.
Yes. There is a Bernard Cornwell and there is a Patricia Cornwell. They're both authors. Yeah.
Yes. And I hope, as Saru said, maybe we should meet in Jaffna or in Sri Lanka,
I think
somewhere
we can go
that
to
will
Jaffna
really
through
get
Chennai.
people coming. Because I think UK is very far for people from Australia to come. So somewhere in the middle, I think Sri Lanka would be an ideal place to meet again and bring back memories. I think there was a good crowd that came when we had the meeting at the our medical school.
2017, 18, yeah.
Logistically, I think flights from Chennai is going to make it easy. So you go to Chennai and...
No, but that they say it's unreliable, those flights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can spend
2004,
about 3
when
or
we
4
went to
days
Jaffna,
in
we
Chennai.
planned to fly there. And the flights, we went to Jaffna, but we couldn't get back.
Really?
Yeah.
That is from Colombo, is it?
Yeah, the
Not from Chennai.
flight was from
The
Ratmalakshmi.
Chennai, the
But
Chennai
you
flights are
could
new.
be in Colombo and organize a bus or whatever thing, and the whole crowd can go to
Aldevi,
Jaffna
Aldevi.
and
There
then come
are a
back.
number of it. Now there's a train. The train is a fast train now. So there's a number
Yeah.
of ways to get to Jaffna, whether through Chennai
Yeah.
or from Colombo,
Yeah.
Karnataka.
But
I
apparently,
know.
The point is
Alpha
to
is
make
flying
it.
from Colombo to Jaffna, which might be
Yeah,
more
that,
reliable than flying from Chennai to...
It's about 40,000 bucks return flight.
40,000
no,
rupees.
the transportation is only a minor point. The point is to get together and to have a program.
Yes.
And somebody in
right,
Sri
yes.
Lanka, the
Who
problem
will
in
be
Sri
there?
Lanka is
Who will be there in Jaffna? You have to
not,
decide.
it doesn't have to be Jaffna, it can be Colombo, it can be Galle, it can
Yeah,
be
it
anywhere.
can be
There are
anywhere.
beautiful
Yeah,
places.
we can
But the
be
point is to meet
Colombo, just
even
outside
in
Colombo,
England.
yeah.
But the point is, what is the central point of work? Who's going to organize it? Who's going to do it? That is the critical thing. And in terms of that, the talent and energy level in Sri Lankan medical colleagues of ours is not very high. They have got into shells. Lal is having problems with his wife. Only one who's functioning well is Abhay Vikram, I think, Ranjit. And he's keen on this meeting, by the way. But everyone, Mary is in a shell. She talks to individuals but doesn't want to take any responsibility. Lalita is not too well, and so is Lal. And so who's going to do it? Sam is there, but he's got his own challenges. So there's no one to do the work from Sri Lanka.
No, that is
Unless
that is
Unless
one way,
few of us,
Karunian.
few of
But
us
if you
take
get you
responsibility
don't have
and
an
do anything.
organization to and get the names to do
Yeah.
it, you know, an outside one who will organize it for you.
Everything.
Maybe another way of option
We
because
probably
everybody.
should organize
So
it in the UK and take it across to Sri Lanka.
I think there are, as Benita is absolutely correct, in Sri Lanka, there are quite a very well-known, reliable event organizers, and they will do
yeah,
it all for you there itself. So we don't need to have. I know, but my wanting to have it in Sri Lanka is there are people who are, as you mentioned, quite a few people who are unwell. Lalita, Mary, Subba. I went and saw Subba. Tissakure, he doesn't see anybody now, and even Lal. Lena is over there. I met Lena the other day. Uh, so I think it'll be nice. I'm not saying this would be our last meeting, but these people, we don't know how long they're going to. Anyway, I don't want to say. It'll be nice to have one meeting, one more in Sri Lanka. And I think you are right, Karunian, that there are no one there to organize it. But I think Benita would know, and people there are event
I think
organizers
few of
who
us
will
can
do it
take
for us.
leave, and
so
I don't mind taking.
why don't you fix a time, date, talk to someone, appoint 2 people to organize, and let's shoot for that.
Yes.
Sometime have 3 option dates for people to I mean, Maruf, why don't you float the idea and say let's meet in
What
June,
month
July,
they would
August.
prefer, what month they would like to come. And I think Benita still has contacts over there in Sri Lanka. Benita is fast going off to sleep now, the time difference.
no, I went.
So
No, I came back only
Benita,
on the
Benita,
2nd November. I
Benita,
was
if
there
we
for
if
2 weeks.
I think
if
Benita
we
can
make it
organize.
if we make it at in the medical school itself,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
let's make it where that's say we'll have a class
You
in
see
No,
another
the,
building.
the
the
one
last
of the
time we
thing
did it was in Sri
uh,
medical school. You know?
Karunian is the that the new medical faculty that we put up. US what do you call that? It's called University UFCM. That is Colombo Medical Faculty. 14-story building with the top floor for whatever that is there and auditorium for about 1,000 fellows. There is, you can have the meetings and whatever that is there in the faculty itself can organize it.
I know. No, the anatomy block has been replaced by a huge tall building.
No,
Right?
when just before I retired, I was the chairperson of the building committee, which was in progress. It wouldn't, but it actually finished up. We broke the whole lot, and we got the plan for 14-story building, and I retired. And that after the soil testing and the foundation. Now it's a 14-story building. All the departments are in one faculty. The
Where
other
is that?
buildings are being preserved, but the one that is the entrance is from the Mardana Road now.
Oh,
Yes,
And
the huge.
anatomy,
You see, no. It's all. Every department is there. 14 stories with the auditorium for 1,000 people. There's a basement car park for about 400 or 500. It's a huge complex that has come up in the faculty itself.
oh, what
Yeah,
about
it's-
the clock tower and everything? Oh,
Those are
That's
there.
there.
In front is there. The front Kinsey
Front
Road
is there.
facade is there. The Francis Road anatomy block A is there, all preserved. And the new block for all the students for lectures and all, they all go there.
The front
It's a
is
huge
preserved for
complex.
historical
It's a
purpose. How
5
about the
billion.
physiology block?
Apparently about 5 billion it costs to put it up.
How about the physiology block and the
The old blocks are there. Yeah, it is there. This one, but this is the newer one that you see. When I left, it was only the municipality plan passed and the soil testing done. Now, then about 5 years, it was like a football ground, no money. Then they managed to borrow money. Apparently, it's on this one, and they put it up. It took about another 12 years to come up, or 10 years. And now last year, if I am not mistaken, beginning of last year only they went in on a soft opening, and now last 3 weeks ago I was in the department. October I was there. The admin department is the 4th floor of the building, and still they receive the bodies, and the same systems that are going on. It's a bit huge, you know what I mean. For when you go, you are like a stranger there in that place, but our students are there. That's worthwhile going and having a look to see how the medical college has changed itself.
So Maruf, let's they
Yeah.
make some decisions, okay?
Okay, I took some
Now,
notes.
who are the volunteers who will
No,
be who will lead the process?
Yeah,
Any volunteers?
I took some notes. The thing is, we need a committee, organizing committee, and I suggest some from UK, like Shanti, Narada, and some from US, Saro, Karunian, and Benita from Australia, and Vikramachandran maybe. Padmalingam, of course, from US again. But whoever is joining, I think this group.
No, Maruf. No, give the responsibility to 3 people, okay? Yeah. So give the responsibility to 3 people. I would appreciate it if you and maybe Shanti, and if you want, I can join, or Saro can join. 3 people. First, put out the notice and put a notice saying we are going to have a get together in this. These are the potential date. Please respond by such as a date as to when you want
Suggest
it.
the month now itself, because I think it will take for us to move this. It will take at least 3 to 4 months, or even 6 months.
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah.
So Benita, Maruf, and Shanti, if you can, 3 of you can just start the process.
Just say, Benita, or any one of you would know, I don't have my finger on the pulse as far as the political situation in Sri Lanka. Is there an election, general elections coming around the corner?
Next year.
When?
Next year, and you want to avoid that.
Exactly. So that is something we should really consider.
So those are the things that why don't you all just work out and send a little notice, Maruf, and start the chatter and start the interest.
Shanti said there is the events organizer. I think we should get the names of 1 or 2.
Yeah, those are later. Maruf, first organize our group, step number 1. Organize our group, send a letter out, and then come at 2 alternate days, suitable days, okay? And then put a program, tentative program. We're going to meet in the medical school and go to this place.
Medical school is I think seems to be the best choice. So Venu is more or less that. For that, Benita can
one day in the medical school. So we can meet 3 days. 1 day in the medical school, 1 day, and then offer tours if you want, or something like that. And
go out of Colombo like the last time for about 2 days.
Benita, will you work with Maruf and put the Sri Lanka?
No problem. If there, let's see.
I propose Maruf, Shanti.
Why don't you join Ranjit? Get Ranjit there from
Ranjit must be there. Ranjit must be there.
4. So 4 people: Benita, Ranjit, Shanti, and Maruf. You are the organizing committee.
Where are you, Karunian?
Karunian must be there.
Sri Lanka.
But too many cooks spoil the food.
No. I don't think so.
Take my name out and put your name in, please.
I think more the better, because of the fact that
Maru, too many people are 5 people. Okay, 5 people. Don't put too many people.
No, it's not too many. At our age, it is not 1 too many. No, you better take a few more for each as a race.
Correct.
It's not the young age, just 1.
There's only 1. Maru, will you send a letter saying we are organizing a meeting? Okay, it is going to be next year.
No, I'll put Shanti, Saro.
No, Karunian.
Shanti, Karunian, Saro.
Benita.
And Benita, definitely.
And Ranjit. You can take out.
Ranjit away from us. Somebody from Sri Lanka should be there.
Ranjit Abe.
1 or even 2 people from Sri Lanka.
Can I just say, Narada goes up and down to Sri Lanka. He has a lot of
Yeah,
contacts
and
there.
Sam goes up and down. Sam goes up and down.
And
Okay.
Nalin is there.
Nalin, I just spoke
Yeah.
to him.
You
I
know.
don't know where he is.
I
But
think,
That's
Karunian, can I just make one suggestion?
Sure.
We are still talking about a possible election coming in next year. Why don't you just put a letter? I think it is time up now for us to meet in person. And we are thinking of a central location, and that would be meeting in Sri Lanka sometime next year. I Please let us know whether this has your approval, and if so, what months do you think that you would be able to
Sure.
come along? So we would consider and take all options into consideration.
So
And just
that's
leave
the
it at
first
that
thing.
as the first
Yeah.
one, first letter.
First letter.
okay.
And
Yeah.
Maru, it has to be a series of letters. And you are the one with the tools to communicate. And
Okay.
if
But
if-
you write the letter and pass it through Shanti, and
no,
then
I think Shanti write the letter. Shanti write the letter and I'll pass
Shanti
it to you.
is coming very old and has a lot of back pain and is in bed most of the time, feeling very, very tired. She can only laugh and smile, but beyond that, it is hidden all her problems.
You can think and you have good ideas and you can emanate spirituality and
I think this number is big enough. What we are here now is good enough. I think this is a sort of a foundation discussion. I think January, the last week, we'll discuss this again and see where do we stand. In the meantime, I'll send this letter. Whoever writes the letter, I think Shanti will be writing the letter or Karunian. One of you.
I'll send an email and draft to you.
Yeah, send me an email draft and I will arrange it
And you
in
send
such a
it
way.
out. And then
Then
have
we
another
discuss.
meeting.
Yeah,
You
just
and
verify
Shanti.
whether everybody is willing to travel to Sri Lanka at our
Yes.
age.
Yes.
And remember that.
Maru,
Yeah.
my problem is
Because
Maru,
normally people are not traveling alone. There will be somebody to take you
Till-
or bring you back. You know, remember.
till the
This
end
age
of
is not an easy one to travel out and come.
yeah. Maru, my problem is till the end of February, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I mean, I'm now it's Christmas season. I just got back yesterday after 4 days being out, and then in January I can share with you. My grandnephew was elected mayor of Hartford. You know,
Okay.
So the mayor of Hartford is a fellow by the name of Arunan Arulambalam.
Okay.
It's
Congratulations.
Yes, I did look it up. Very good. Well done.
Because
Arunan
Jaffna
Arulambalam.
Jaffna is twinned with New Malden, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm
And that
going
is
for his
because I,
inaugural ball.
just out of interest, I take not credit for it, because my son's in-laws is, unfortunately or fortunately, is Vigneswaran's sister. And Vigneswaran was here to do the honors. We
All right.
twinned it.
Where is Bolton? Bolton is a city in
New Malden.
New
New
Malden.
Malden.
It's
New
in
Malden.
where I live.
Close to
Sorry.
London, yeah, where she lives. Yeah.
yeah, but the so
Anyway,
anyway, so
just
I'm going for
again.
an inaugural ball, whatever that is. You know, they're going in service and so on and so forth. Look him up. He's a nice fellow, 37-year-old guy. You know, he speaks very well.
Where is he?
Hartford is the capital of Connecticut.
Hello.
Nilani say something. Yes.
Yeah, though Nalin is not a member of this group,
He
my
is.
own experience about Nalin organizing social events, it has been fairly okay. So I don't know, somewhere it will be good to slot in Nalin's name.
Sure. No, we'll contact everyone.
I spoke to Nalin just today and he was away and he said he's with the company so he couldn't join. But just today I spoke. But anyway, point is taken that we have to meet at least about 3-4 times with interest and to move it. It's not easy because I think our main group is this. I can see that now anybody else at this moment, it's Nalin. Narada was there. I spoke to him. I don't know, he fizzled away today. But Narada is a person who will commit and he will.
Today is this year. I don't think we should have one end of January. Have it some in February,
Okay.
and then let people decide whether they want firstly, but float the letter around, and
Float the
we
letter
think,
now, yes.
yeah, float it around to many as possible, and ask
We'll
whether
put February
we-
last
So
Saturday.
probably have try and have it at the latter part of the year, say in August, September,
yeah.
because the elections
Cool.
probably is in April, somewhere
All right.
around in April. I think.
Thank
So
you, Benita. I
approximate
wanted
time is August.
No. It's in December. August is a lot of tourist season. Is that right, Benita?
No, but yeah, but give them about a choice after the elections, say
Yes,
2 or
ask them
3,
to give the dates.
first, second, third, or say August.
August till December is a okay.
May Vesak time, August or
We'll give a
September, somewhere around that,
wider
yes.
spectrum so that they can choose. I think
Choose,
August.
yes. And the other
August
one is
to
the
December.
hotels. Remember you see, we are talking something, but it's a fair amount of expenses in Sri Lanka. Hotels are expensive, and traveling tickets all are expensive. It's easy to talk. Each is going to cost about $3,000 to $4,000 now to travel.
I know, because of that is a holiday season, August to December. I
This
think
is why I won't come in August. August is I go elsewhere. August is a very month that people here won't travel. I think the best
Yeah,
month
school
to
holiday.
travel will
Nellore
be October.
temple must be coming up.
October.
Nellore temple
I think
festival must
October
be
is the
coming
best.
up.
Yeah, October. So
October would be a
Yeah,
good month.
so
The
we'll
That's
focus
okay.
prices
on
go
October.
down.
Okay.
And they don't have it with the school holidays.
Yeah, no. After the school holidays, because school holidays means I think
No, Maya, we are far away
Yeah,
from
but
that.
somebody
First
has to take
step,
you all.
no,
Remember that
you
people
are
are
talking
traveling,
about the
somebody
10th
has to.
step. Step number 1, Maruf. Okay. Give me a day or two, I'll send you a draft. You make changes in that, maybe run it by Shanti and Saro and other people and all that. And then send out a letter. That's the step number 1. Take the first step. 1 step is enough for me. And then get the response
And
back.
keep
then
in
talk again.
one other thing,
Maruf, you
Karunan,
got to
one
do
other thing
that.
that we have to keep in mind is we can plan one, but with the COVID or whatever that is, and with our age, have an alternative path, if at all, even to meet on Zoom couple of times like this.
So we are going to meet on Zoom.
You may have
we
to.
have to
We
meet
don't
on
know.
Zoom. Our Zoom meeting.
Maru, I'll tell you another parallel effort. Okay, you make a lot of noise, send out letters over and over again, and say in March we are going to have everyone come, and then call people. For instance, out here I will call Milroy, I'll call Vijay, and say,
Abe Vikrama.
Abe Vikrama, please come, and
Raja,
we'll just have
Raja Banda, yes,
and I'm like, all these people, let's have one meeting. When we advertise well in time, starting now, we're going to have a special meeting, and maybe we'll get some new dean of the school to talk to us, or some
It will be in
program
March,
that
March.
in March on a particular day. But send the notice out now. I'll plan with you and do that, so that we all and we all ask our people, tell them come. So at least we'll have about 30 or 40 people at our Zoom meeting, so that we can get them on Zoom first before we go further. So let's work on this, and where to get them, and then find out what's interesting and so on, and work on it. Yeah.
This is what I was going to say. I think this one-time in-person thing is a great idea, and working towards this is a good thing. But we are not able to get our once in 2 months meetings. Even we have to think about how we are going to organize and get people going and involved in that first, I think, because that is the base. We are not getting that going very well. So
but let's do let us commit to telling everyone in our spheres to come, and let's work on that. Let's commit to doing
March,
that.
we'll try for a large number. Do you want to meet before that on Zoom?
Yeah, you can meet, but my problem is, Maruf, I'm going to be traveling, but end of December is very difficult, and end of January I'll be on a plane on the day that you meet, that Saturday.
February. If you're going to have a major meeting in March, You need to meet at least in February.
No, we'll meet. We'll have a small meeting, but
Yeah,
have a
that's what I'm saying. Our small group, this is a small group, and this group can meet in February regarding trying to get
yeah.
group, and we'll work
Yeah.
until then. We don't need to stop, but we must have the topics defined very clearly.
Let me ask you a question. Saro came with an idea. I don't know how many of you are up to it. Having a book, not a book club, but there are a number of interesting books coming out on Sri Lanka. There is a book that I don't know whether I get a book, and I don't know, would that help or would that interest people?
That will be interesting. Yes.
Yes, book club is a good idea.
Is it a fictional book or?
Yes, a fiction.
Fictional book.
Or with some fiction around a historical event or something like that.
Or historic fiction, yeah, something like that.
There is an author by the name of Shankari Chandran.
Or even some really worthwhile movie that everyone has access to. Watch it and discuss it.
I think the movie will be more accessible if you can find the movie and put it out.
We can put a video clip on that.
No, but a movie, because people will watch a movie easier than read a book, I think, at this stage in our life. So, Saro, can you suggest a book? It can even be a interesting controversy for you on the history of Gaza.
Oh, come on. I don't want to hear miserable news.
That is no.
No. I know what I'm saying.
Have a nice fiction, some nice historic fiction. That there are a lot of
something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't you put
there
that
are many
as the
Sri
thing?
Lankan authors who have written.
I think there's a movie on Napoleon.
Too much.
So something human, something psychological, something with mental health, maybe, or something like that. That's non-controversial, non-political.
Saro would know. Isn't January the month where they have the book club in Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka.
Gaul. In January of each year, they used to have.
Yeah, that I don't know about the Sri Lanka one. Here, of course, the book list are available. All the.
Because Lali and I went one. It's in January, I think, of each year they used to have. But with the pandemic, it came to a halt. I don't know whether. I think it restarted last year. Maybe I'm not sure. I can find out for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we?
Finding a book is not going to be a problem. I don't think.
Good. You find one.
But Shanti, I think book will be much more. A lot of people don't read as much to go through a book to read that and think of it. I think a movie would be nice. Now, Lawrence did the Alfred Hitchcock movie. Psycho. Now, can we get one such movie and tell everyone to watch it and discuss it?
Yeah, we should tap Lawrence for that. And
why are you thinking
I tried
Psycho?
Lawrence today.
Oh, the depressing thing. Think of something nicer.
So give a suggestion.
Shanti, from book club we are going to become film critics, is it?
Yeah, film critics. Discuss the idea.
Thank you, Yaso. Yes, we don't want to be film critics, she says.
No, not a critic, but
the book club idea.
The book club idea. Okay, I don't know.
From
I
Saro,
can't imagine.
Saro. We will leave it to Saro to find a nice book, and if that book has also been converted,
you have to be able to attract everyone. Who's going to? Are they going to? I'm just looking at my colleagues here, Milroy and Vijay and these guys. Are they interested in reading books? No.
Saro is doing it differently. She's going to select a book which has been made into a film and will come and get some video clip and give it to Maharoop. Maharoop will show the video clip or tell people, please, if you have time, watch the video, the film, and we are going to have an interesting discussion. And what is your take on this?
Brilliant.
And Saro will do that.
Saro, can you do that?
I was going to say also, you don't have to actually read. Now you can listen to books. There are audio books. So people who don't want to actually read can listen if they wish to. I think the technology is available to everyone.
I know. I listen to books more than read.
That is one thing. the other thing is, I don't know. Well, I'll pick up a few and send it out, and then get people's opinions as to which one they might want to discuss. There are, of course, as everyone knows, books that have been made into movies and so on, and we might be able to find
That'll be
something
even better.
short and see if there's any interest there.
My sister lives in Australia, writes short stories in Tamil, and get published in India.
Oh, not in
She
English, in
sends
the
them-
English
she-
language,
she's
right?
sending me the stories now because I just can't read Tamil. I can read, but I can't concentrate and read it. So she stopped sending
That's
them.
what these Rudramurthi's wife.
No. She is called Karunagaran, Devagi Karunagaran. She recently got an award from India. She got 200,000 rupees or something, or 20,000 rupees.
Yeah, so are the books translated into the English language, or are they written in
No,
English?
they are in Tamil. That's why I find it difficult to read. I can read Tamil, but I can't concentrate and read for a long time. So she got angry with me and she doesn't send them anymore.
No, there are many
She was
books that
younger
are
to you. She was
written.
younger to you.
No, she was older than me. She was always a dreamer. She was always chase after birds and had to see the hens laying the eggs and things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the hens get terrified and don't lay eggs afterwards.
Shankari Chandran, who has got the prize in Australia, the some famous prize in Australia. She's the daughter of Dr. colleague of, he was at St. John, Narana Chandran, I think Maruf brother, right?
Narana Chandra, I know him.
Daughter, yes, that's right.
Indian guy.
Yes, Narana Chandran one.
Purna
Yes,
Chandran is
I
Narana
was at
Chandran's
that.
brother.
Yeah, Purna Chandran brother's
one
daughter.
where she was, but yeah.
And Purna Chandran is Tille's nephew.
Yeah.
Tille lives here in Cornwall. His nephew, Purna Chandran.
He's
Who's
an
Tille?
ophthalmic surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purna Chandran is Narana Chandran's brother, I
Brother.
think.
Yeah.
Brother, yeah.
Yeah, and they are Tille's sister's children.
She's got a lot of prize. I got the book. I haven't started reading it. There's another author called Abraham Burgess. I don't know whether you read that, Saro.
Actually, I'm reading one of his books now, the water thing.
Which one?
The last
Water.
one.
You know, my daughter-in-law gave that as a gift to me. She said as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it now. Yeah.
They say it's a fantastic book.
Yeah, it's set in India. He goes in detail about all the Indian culture, the jewelry, the food.
Kerala.
Yeah,
No, but I have read his other books. He's written a book called Cutting for Stone.
Yeah,
Ethiopia.
that's about the doctors. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's also
There's the Sri Lankan author,
practicing medicine.
The 7 Moons of Mali.
Yeah, 7 Moons of Mali.
I bought that book, but I couldn't read that. The style was somehow
not. I know. I also have the book.
I didn't like this.
I think the latter part.
I bought the book, but I didn't read it.
Yes. I read it because
there's another young girl, Sri Lankan Tamil girl, Sugi Ganesharandan. She's written a book, and Ganesh also was, he was a colleague of mine at Yale. When I was doing my fellowship, he was doing pulmonary fellowship, and she has written a book called Brotherless Night, which also was reviewed in New York Times. I saw the review in New York Times. That's a new publication too. That's also about the problems, the war and issues of that. And so there are a lot of authors coming out.
Yeah, there's a much older author called Yasmin Gunaratne. She has a book called Different Sky. It's all about immigration, immigrant experience in Australia.
Yeah. I've seen her. I have a couple of her books much earlier. She was in the 70s. Her husband was a cricketer.
Cricketer, yes.
He was in medical school.
Yeah, somebody begin with B. Brendan
Gunaratne. Yeah. Brendan Gunaratne.
Anyway, I mean, books are countless.
Yeah, very good. Saro, that thing is in your lap now.
I can select a few that might interest people.
Yeah.
But we'll have to, so Maruf for February, let's go through what Shanti suggested. you'll have to get a book, a movie, and play it at the time. I think playing that, you're right, Shanti. Otherwise, reading and sitting and discussing may not work, but playing at the time. So, Maruf, will you work on that? You have to get clips of some video clips or something.
Playing the movies, you have to remember movies are about 2.5 hours.
I think movies will be better than the books, because some of the movies are evolved from the books. So if you get a very good movie that based on a book, a very good book, then it will be shorter. You see it for an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is, and then we can have a discussion on that.
Doing both will be it will take half the day, I think, because, to discuss a book and movie, many of the movies. And then there are many movies about the Japanese when they were, the encampments during the Japanese time, during the Pearl Harbor war times. So there are many books that might interest people that way too. But a movie, don't forget, takes about 2.5 hours to watch.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Sarah. But I think what we were saying, just tell us a book which has been made into a movie, and if it's not too much of a trouble, Mahaluf can get some for us to tell about the book. You tell us about the book shortly, and just take video clips which from the movie. But all within, I think even this has gone on for so long, 4 o'clock. I think it should be within an hour, and then we can have a discussion for about half an hour. I think that should be okay. We can all stick to time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost
2 hours.
yeah.
No, it's okay. But it's after a long time. Yeah, so 2 hours is justified. But I think we should keep our meeting at 1 hour maximum.
Yeah. So Maruf, will you? I'll work with you. We'll send a letter out to about for gathering, but will be confused? Shall we concentrate on getting a larger crowd for the February meeting, end of February meeting?
Fine.
And we'll say a project is going to be that, and put it out, and then let's talk to people now itself and say, put the date for the February meeting now itself, Maruf.
Yes,
and then let's see whether we can get people in and do that.
And that's your letter will go as a front
no,
line.
we'll do no. Let's first do the February meeting and then do the letter a week later. No, don't confuse people.
And what about Chula Ratna, who used to participate? I think you should put his name
Yes,
as an invite.
Chula is very good. He's he's good. No question about it. Yeah, we'll get Chula in. Chula is functioning well. Chula is practicing still. Chula still goes to work.
Yeah.
6 days a week.
Like that Dr. ENT surgeon Rasanayam, who lived in Australia. I think he worked till he fell dead, I think. Till he was 90 or something. Nanda Chandran's father-in-law.
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 Nirmalanandan and Nanda Chandran's father-in-law.
Where is Narna Chandran now?
He's in Australia.
Australia.
He lives in Australia.
He's been honored a lot. He did a lot of work. Australian government gave all kinds of honors. And
yeah, he got but my niece's mother-in-law, who was in her 80s, did a degree in Australia, and she was given the same honor as Nanda Chandran. She went to did a corresponding course or something, and she got a degree at 80.
Karnian, what specialty did Nanda Chandran do?
Neurosurgery.
Yeah, he was.
He also did a lot of work with people in one of the islands of Australia, and he did a lot of charity work and all that. He was your classmate, was he?
Who?
Maruf?
Yes. He was. He was a bright guy in my class.
Good guy. Very nice fellow.
Did he study at Central?
He did at St. John's.
St. John's.
St. John's.
I knew him quite well.
Right then, thank you very much for all of you to have.
Okay, all right. Thank you, folks. We'll
Thank
follow
you.
through.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
our next target is February meeting, and Karunian, I think we'll have to plan what we are going to discuss on February.
So February is Saro. You talk to
Saro is
Saro.
doing.
Yeah. And Maru, let's put out the notice now itself.
Yes.
Saro,
The
your
film
book
and
club
the-
is your book
Wait a
club is
minute.
coming in February.
February. I'm going to be. February is not a good month for me. I'm going to be traveling. I'll be out of the country. Sorry.
I thought we were having the book club in March, but before that, we are going to have another meeting.
Yeah, I thought the February meeting was to discuss Sri Lanka.
Okay.
No?
February meeting is to discuss the main
We'll
meeting.
do two parallel. So if Saro is not available, let's do the book club in March.
Yes.
Okay, but we'll have a February meeting to discuss Sri Lanka. How about that?
Okay.
So February
Fine.
meeting is to
I'll
discuss
let you
Sri
know
Lanka.
when, because February, March are the months that we travel usually.
You are going to Mexico?
Mexico, and then maybe to Sri Lanka too. Shanti, I may be there in February when you're there.
Yes,
What
I was
dates? What?
I'm not finalized the plan. That's why I'm just keeping quiet. But I got to be back here because a good friend's daughter is getting married on the 24th of March. So I'll have to be back before that. So I'm just planning February. So I'm not still definite, but I would like to go. As far as the dating for a get together, I think we should say somewhere around October when there is no school holidays and so on, because otherwise people will have some to work towards a date, and whether that is convenient or whether, if that is not convenient, whether they would want to suggest another date. Because
Actually,
October.
October is a good hour, but we'll suggest dates for them and ask them
Yes.
also. But just Saro and Shanti, I'm going to be in Sri Lanka from February 1st to 14th.
1st to the 14th.
Yeah.
Right. I think.
I'm going because my wife's Methodist school girls are getting together.
Right.
So I have to accompany her.
Okay, that will be nice. I'm not sure
Will you be
about
there?
my dates. I may come
Saro?
towards the end of February. When are you going, Saro?
Yeah, I'm thinking probably actually more closer to March sometime. So
Yeah, I was also thinking end of February and come before the 24th of March. But let's see.
there we'll hopefully see each other.
Yes, I'm hoping. That'll be great. We missed each other, Karunian, last time, so maybe.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you. And
best,
wish you
Merry
all
Christmas.
a very good Christmas and the best for
Merry
the
Christmas.
2024.
Yeah.
Same.
Merry Christmas
Same
to
to you.
everybody.
Merry
All
Christmas
the
to
best
all.
All
for
of
the
you,
new year.
and
Healthy.
wherever you are,
Go.
February, end
All
of February, we are meeting, and Karunian write out the letter for
2024. All the best.
February
Thank
is
Okay.
to
Same
discuss
to you, Benita.
a meeting on October in Sri Lanka. Okay.
Okay.
Possible date, possibility. Yeah.
Maruf, what's the date in February? If you know, do you know the exact date in February?
I can tell you the exact date. Yeah. Just a minute.
Last
Must be the
Saturday.
last Saturday.
Last
Last
Saturday.
Saturday of the month.
Okay. So
Okay.
that will be.
It is Saro. It is likely to be the 24th.
It is the 25th.
25th. Okay.
I'll check
Thank
my
you.
travel dates also and let
It's 24th,
Okay.
25th of February.
and let Maruf know what's going on with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. Take care. Wonderful.
Okay.
Take care.
All the
And
best.
all
Happy Christmas.
Salima. Bye, Salima.
Yeah. Just so all the best.
Yeah.
Padmalingam, Karunian. Yeah.
Bye.
Padmalingam.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.
Everybody.
Bye, Saru. Bye, Shanti.
Yeah.
Bye.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to
Bye,
all.
Yasu.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Yasu.
you,
Nice
Nilani,
to
for
see
coming.
you. Nilani,
Merry
Maru.
Christmas to all.
all the
Nilani
best,
must be
Nilani.
All
congratulated
the
because
best.
she tried 4-5 times to
And a
join.
very happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to
Yeah,
all of
I
you.
hope it is a happy one.
Good health and long life to all.
Yes.
Long life with
Long
good
life.
health.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Karunian, I got to talk to you, Karunian. Bye.
He has gone.
He's gone.
He has gone.
Call him on the phone. I
See
think
you.
FaceTime.
Bye, Salima.
Okay, bye. Bye. Nilan, you didn't talk to me. When are you coming?
Silence is golden.
When are you coming from Sri Lanka?
Hi, Salima.
Yeah,
Seeing after a long time.
I
All
know.
well with the family?
Okay, everybody is stable and able.
Maruf, can you give me the phone number for Karunian, please?
Sure, sure. Just a minute only.
Shanti, are you in UK?
Yes, I'm in UK. When are you coming back?
Oh, I'm here already from the 8th, 9th.
Oh, 9th December you are here.
Yeah,
St. Anne's.
yeah.
How are you keeping?
Not too good. It was a very hectic holiday. It wasn't a holiday, about all these religious ceremonies and all. It was quite a lot of,
Sri Lanka.
physical
Write it down, huh?
input has to be given. Not easy to get anything done in
661
Sri Lanka now.
Yeah.
305
Mhm.
7159.
7159. 661 305
7159.
7159. Thank you. Yeah.
It's
Maruf, yeah,
Yes.
I think it's a good idea to plan this Sri Lankan trip in late August, October, or end of December.
Yeah, they put October in the middle, but when we discuss, we can discuss the final date.
Okay, okay.
With a better number, it is easier to discuss the date, yeah?
Yeah, happy holidays to you and your wife and your
happy
family.
holidays to you too.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
The phone.
Yep, good to see you all. Bye.
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 Yes, I have to do.